Hey humans, it's the sweatshirt, and I'm gonna be talking about another song. Another song by Boyinaband. And this one's about school. It's called Don't Stay in School. But the song isn't telling you uh that you shouldn't stay in school. The song is saying that some things we learn in school shouldn't stay there. Or like how some things we learn don't really seem like we'd use them in normal everyday life after school, and probably wouldn't for most things. It depends on what you end up doing, but there are some things we should learn that we kind of don't. Okay, let's just get started talking about the song. I wasn't taught how to get a job, but I can remember dissecting a frog. I wasn't taught how to pay tax, but I know loads about Shakespeare's classics. I was never taught how to vote. They devoted that time to defining isotopes. I wasn't taught to look after my health, but mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Well, I mean, things like health, some things you can like you kind of have to take for like a year maybe in high school, and but they're not usually necessary for very long, so you don't really have to learn them. You kind of get to choose. Never spent a lesson on current events. Instead, I studied the old American West. I was never taught what laws there are. I was never taught what laws there are. Let me repeat. I was not taught the laws for the country I live in, but I know how Henry VIII killed his women. Divorced beheaded died, divorced beheaded survived. Glad that's in my head instead of financial advice. Yeah, sometimes it seems like we learn about like history when we should be learning what's going on now and how to deal with that. Like some teachers will tell you a bit about it. Um like the really good teachers, they'll tell you some about that kind of stuff that you really need to know, but it's not really like an entire class. Hold on. I was shown the wavelengths of different hues of light, but I was never taught my human rights. Apparently there's 30. Do you know them? I don't. Why the hell can't we both recite them by rote? I know igneous, metamorphic, and sedimentary rocks, yet I don't know squat about trading stocks, or how money works at all. Where does it come from? How does the thing that motivates the world function? Not taught how to budget and disperse my earnings. I was too busy there rehearsing cursive. Didn't mind how much it costs to raise a kid or what an affidavit is, but I spent days on what the quadratic equation is. Negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 2ac over 2a. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. They made me learn that over basic first aid. How to recognize the most deadly mental disorders or diseases with preventable causes. How to buy a house with a mortgage if I could afford it, because abstract maths was deemed more important than advice that would literally save thousands of lives. But it's cool, because now I can tell you if the number of unnecessary deaths caused by that choice was prime. Why don't we learn, like, we should, It seems like important stuff to learn. How to recognize deadly dismental. Did I say dismental? I'm sorry. Deadly mental disorders. I said that wrong the first time. I'm not good at speaking. We also should be learning about diseases with preventable causes. Or how to buy a house with a mortgage. Why is something like abstract math more important than that? And in the song he said, abstract maths, because he's British and they say maths instead of math. Like what American people say, so pop-ups. Sorry, trying to find where I left off. Okay, where was it? Okay. Never taught present-day practical medicines, but I was told what the ancient Hippocratic method is. I've got a headache, the pain is ceaseless. What should I take? Maybe try some leeches? Could we discuss domestic abuse and get the facts, or how to help my depressed friend with their mental state? No, but learn mental maths, because you won't have a calculator with you every day. We have phones now. Phones have calculators on them. Why can't we learn stuff like this in school? Well, present day medicines and discuss domestic abuse and get facts about it? Or how to help a depressed friend with their mental state? That would help so many people. Why don't we learn this stuff in school? Or why is it a few things that we can? Why are they choices? We should just have to learn this stuff. Because we should. This is the kind of stuff we should learn. Really hard math and history and science and stuff like that. Those should be the optional stuff. Those should be the ones you can choose to take if you want to. Or only for a year in high school or something. Just so that what am I trying to say? Just if you want a career in that. You get what I'm trying to say, right? Okay, scrolling now. They say it's not the kids, the parents are the problem. That if you taught the kids to parent, that's the problem solved then. All this advice about using a condom, but none for when you actually have a kid when you want one. In stuff like sex ed, you're taught how to prevent having how to prevent having a child when you don't want one. But what about some advice for when you do want one? That'd be helpful. Some teachers say they're preparing you for real life. And a lot of kids say, when are we going to actually use this in real life? If you take up a career that involves that kind of stuff, that's when you use it. Otherwise, most people don't take those kind of careers. And they're just wait, what do we do now? We were never taught most of this stuff. It would have been helpful to know this before we were just spit out into this world where we don't really know most of what to do. I'm only fluent in this language. For serious? The rest of the world speaks too. Do you think I'm an idiot? They choose the solar over the political system. So, like a typical citizen, now I don't know what I'm voting on. I mean, you can take, like, some schools, like, you have to take 2 years of a foreign language, like, but it's kind of usually optional, so you don't really become fluent in another language. Really only one. I mean, where most people live, like, in the US. Apparently, wherever, Boyinaband lives, I have no idea where that is, but he's British, so I'm guessing somewhere, in England or something. I don't know. Okay. Anyway. Which policies exist or how to make them change. And then the next line is in probably French, since the last one looks like it says France, so I have no idea what that says. I have no idea how to pronounce it. And so at 18, I was expected to elect a representative for a system I had never, ever been presented with. But I won't take it. I'll tell everyone my childhood was wasted. I'll share it everywhere how I was educated, and insist these pointless things don't stay in school. That's why the song's called Don't Stay in School. Because the last two lines, and insist these pointless things don't stay in school. Yeah, like, stuff with voting. Some teachers will tell you, like, a bit about it, and maybe get, like, information from the internet or something, but we're never really taught much about it in school. We really should. Like, or what kind of policies exist, what we can do to make them change if we want to make them change, what we can do to try to change the world. A lot of people say, like, the world, you can't change the world, or like you have to get a lot of people in the world to actually change the entire thing. But then again, trying to change the world starts with an idea. It starts with one person trying to change things. And once one person starts trying to change things, others will join in. And so it is possible. And it starts with one person. It starts with an idea of what to do to try to change the world. And we can do it. No matter what it is. But at least try. As long as it's something good, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go change the world as long as it's something good. Just do what you feel is right. Change the world for the better. And when your own generation raises the next generation, the best thing you can do is just give them better life, better education than what you had before them. And slowly, well, I guess things will just get better, hopefully. It'll take time, and people are actually trying. You just can't say, oh, we can't do it, because the people who say they can't do it are the ones that are gonna make it very hard to do because they're not trying. So if you like this video, and subscribe if you want to see more and comment what you want to do to change the world, what you're gonna try to do, as long as it's good and helpful for everybody, then go ahead. Be you. And just be the you that makes the world a better place. Just try to do that. And maybe one day it'll happen. Maybe not anytime soon, but someday. And I've been rambling on about this forever. Okay. See you next week, humans.